The German future tense, also called werden future or future one, in German Futur 1. In today's video, I will explain you when you have to use the werden future, how you actually form the werden future, and what's the difference between the werden future and the present tense that we can also use to express something that's gonna happen in the future. Hi, my name is Jan and I'm your German teacher here on EasyDeutsch, your YouTube channel for German grammar. Today's topic is the German future tense. We also call this a Futur 1. You probably already guessed if there is a 1 behind it, there is also a 2. Yes, there is a 2, but the 2 is only important for you if you're already like on a B2 level. Before, it's barely used, like in the common day-to-day language, we don't use 2. That's why we focus here in this video on future 1, because there are actually always 2 ways to say something in the future. Future 1 and present tense. It's a yes, present tense can be used for future tense. Before I will go more into detail about that, we will switch now into my ebook, German Grammar Explained Easily. There I will show you first how you actually form the German future tense, Futur 1. So we're here now in my ebook, German Grammar Explained Easily. Today's topic is the future tense, so the werden future in German. When do we use it? How do we use it? There we go. Let's jump there and zoom a little bit in. So obviously the future tense is used to express actions in the future. It's also called future 1. You're probably wondering right now if we call it future 1, is there a future 2? Yes, there is. I will link the video for the future 2 in the info cards for you. But for you, if you're at the beginner level, don't worry about future 2. You don't need it up until level B2. You only need future 1. So let's have a look at a few examples. Wir werden ein neues Auto kaufen, so we will buy a new car. Wird wahrscheinlich nicht kommen. He will probably not come. Ich werde nach Italien fliegen. I will fly to Italy. So here you can see that's pretty much the same like the English will future. And also the construction is pretty much the same. We use werden as auxiliary verb, conjugated obviously, plus the infinitive form of the main verb. Infinitive form means it's the base form, so without any change of ending whatsoever, the form that you find in the dictionary here. Lernen, ich werde lernen, I will learn. So that's pretty easy. It's exactly like in English. Only difference is in English you do not have to conjugate the auxiliary verb. In German you do have to do that. Word order is also the regular one with 2 verbs in a sentence in German. So we have the conjugated one in position 2. Wird mit dir tanzen, so he will dance with you. Here, position 2, and the main verb that actually tells us the action at the end of the sentence. If you have a yes/no question, we can switch this up. Then it goes position 1, but again, the main verb stays at the end of the sentence. This is the regular word order for all German sentences with more than 1 verb in the sentence. If you want to know more about German word order sentence structure, please check out the playlist I have created for you. There you will find more videos, and I will link that playlist in the info cards for you. So now let's have a look. When do we actually use the future tense? Obviously, when we talk about the future, right? But there is more than one way to talk about the future in German. And no, the second way isn't the future too. The second way is the simple present tense, so the Präsens, plus a time specification. And the second way to talk about the future is the actual future tense. So let's have a look at the first example here. Was machst du morgen? What will you do tomorrow? Word by word, it's what do you tomorrow? What do you do tomorrow? Here, it still works kind of in English. What do you do tomorrow? In German, we can always do it like this, no matter what. We just need the time specification in there. So even if it's not a schedule, something that's not going to change, that's the condition. Usually in English, we have to have a fixed schedule, something that is not changing. And in German, that's not really necessary. We just need to put a time in here. But we also have the future tense, was wirst du morgen machen? So what will you do tomorrow? Here, there is a minor difference between those two. So let's have a look at this first. In German, we can always use this, like I said. And we use this when something will happen more or less certain. So it's way less strict than in English. It doesn't have to be a fixed schedule. It's just like, I have an idea. So I have a plan, even if I just figured it out right now when I got the question. Then I can still use this. For example, wir kaufen nächsten Monat ein neues Auto. So we will buy a new car next month. You could not say in English, next month we buy a new car. I mean, I think you can technically, but it doesn't sound very right unless it's 100% thing. For example, I already put money, a deposit into the merchant's account, into the seller's account, the agency, and then next month I pay for the rest of it. In German, it's just like, even if it's just like, oh yeah, next month I will buy a new fridge, or I will buy that new computer. Something that might not happen at all. It's just like, I'm planning to do this right now. We still use it like this. And the only condition is like, we have to give it a time. So we have to know when it's gonna happen, and then we can use the presence. And that's usually what people do. So that's the common way. That's the use of in the spoken language. And future one, the actual future tense, we use it if we want to express an intention, prediction, or simply a guess. So in easy words, whenever we are not so sure that it's actually going to happen, then we will use the future tense. So in general, if there's a big maybe in there, that's when we use the future tense. For example, wird nächsten Monat vielleicht ein Auto kaufen. So now we have talking about somebody else. You see the difference between those two sentences? Here it's first person. So we will buy a new car. So we is including me. So I have full control over this. So it's a plan. But here, wird nächsten Monat vielleicht ein Auto kaufen. So he will buy a car. I have no control whatsoever over this. So it's an intention of somebody else, prediction or guess, because I heard him say that he wants to buy a car. But that's not my plan. That's his plan. So it's just a prediction. It's a guess. Here we would use werden, future. So the actual future tense. But pay attention. It's not wrong still if you say it like this. It's just, even if you say, kauft nächsten Monat vielleicht ein Auto, that's still 100% grammatically correct. It's just the notion of what it implies is slightly different. So if you use this with present tense, it's like he gave you the 100% confirmation. That's a 100% thing. It's not going to change whatsoever. If you use werden, then it's more clear. It's like, well, he told me that, but I'm not the one executing it. So there's just a minor difference here. So don't worry too much. Don't get a headache over this one or this one. It's just understand it when you hear it and use whatever is easier for you, and then go along with it and get used to it, and just on the way adopting it the way Germans use it as well. I have one more comparison here for you. Ich werde nach Italien fliegen, so I will fly to Italy. This is more like a wish. Probably I haven't booked the ticket yet. In comparison to ich fliege nächsten Monat nach Italien, I will fly to Italy next month. This is a firm plan. It will happen for sure. Most likely I've booked my ticket already here. Because first of all, there is the time indication in here. So it's for sure that I want to do this next month. And if I put it in there, that's high likely that I bought the ticket, or at least put a lot of thought into that plan. By the way, it also works without the time indication here, as long as it's clear from the situation when. Or if it's a 100% plan, ich fliege nach Italien. If we talked before about, for example, what do you do next week, or what do you do next Tuesday? Ich fliege nach Italien. It still works, even if it's not in a sentence, as long as it's clear from context, from the situation. Then you can still use the present tense for future stuff, as long as we know when it's gonna happen. It doesn't mean it has to be in a sentence. It just has to be clear from the overall situation. But like I said, don't get a headache over this. There's usually both versions are correct, and especially in a spoken language, nobody will really notice a big difference no matter which one you use. Just pay attention. Usually, if you have no control whatsoever over the outcome, use werden. If you have control over it and you know for sure that's what you want to do, then use the simple present tense plus the time indication. So I hope you have learned a lot today and that I've earned the subscription and the like for this video. This is already a great support if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me even further, and you may have even liked the ebook that you've just seen in this video, you can actually buy the ebook and support me through this way in continuing with this channel and my website. The link you will find in the video description below. There is also more than just this one ebook. I have more than 10 ebooks already published. Some of them are explanations like this one. Others are exercises so that you can actually immediately practice what you've just learned here. And all my explanations always focus on the 95% of the words that actually work according to the rule, and not on the other 5%, the exceptions, like so many other grammar explanations. But my philosophy is, if you actually get 95% correct, you're pretty damn good. And the other 5% you will get along the way. So I hope I will see you again in one of my other videos. And until then, viel Spaß und Erfolg beim Deutschlernen.